So, yes, I did it. I bought an airplane. And this was the only logical thing to do in the next step of my flight training, which you're always learning, is to buy an airplane. So here she is. She's a 1968 Cardinal 177, a gorgeous airplane. We'll run down the numbers in a little bit, but I just want to take you on a little tour of her. The best thing about this plane is she flies beautifully, and it's very, very comfortable and very, very easy to fly. She's a 1968 Cardinal with the 150 horsepower engine in it. So right away, I did notice that the plane is underpowered. It's safe and it's airworthy and all that, but it doesn't have that extra 30 horsepower, which really makes it leap off the runway. So for safety's sake, this really needs to be a two-person airplane. I may just go ahead and just pull out the back seat just to keep it a two-person airplane, just for a safety issue. So as you look at what she has on her panel, it's not much. It has your basic six-pack, but this plane is not IFR certified. And it's my plan to bring it up to IFR speed, but I've got an old Apollo GPS in there. I've got a old Rockwell Collins Navcom. I've got a transponder that I think is from the Civil War, and an autopilot which is from the Revolutionary War, and it doesn't work. Everything else actually works pretty well. The attitude indicator is starting to go on our last legs, and the directional gyro does need to be reset a little bit, but everything is pretty much standard and status quo for what I paid for the airplane and what kind of shape she's in. It flies completely hands-free. The good part about this too is she only burns about 6.5, 7 gallons an hour when she's between 2200 and 2400 RPM, which is fantastic. This plane suits what I need it to do, which is, number one, I need to build time. My goal is to get my instrument rating and my commercial rating, and this plane is the plane to do it in. I'm at about 240 hours right now. I could probably do about maybe 120 to 150 hours a year in this. I do plan on making some upgrades to it to get it IFR certified so I can get my instrument rating in it. And that is going to take some time and also some money. So let's run some numbers. How much does this cost? Okay, so I paid $38,000 for the airplane. When I bought the airplane, I also had it inspected by Keith Peterson, who is the Cardinal expert, and that cost me about $1,500. Plus, I had to fly out to Chicago for the day to be there for the inspection, so that cost me another $500. After I bought the airplane, I took it over to a mechanic, Bob Russell, Aviation Plus, in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I put another $1,000 into it just to have some safety things done. We noticed some problems after I had purchased it, which were really no big deal, but $1,000 in airplane dollars is really not that much. Having been a boat owner for years and years and years, I'm expecting it to be no worse than a decent size powerboat. It's going to burn anywhere between $35 to $50 an hour in fuel, and it costs about $75 a month to keep it on a tie-down. The insurance is about $790 a year, which is actually cheaper than my car insurance. And all of that is actually pretty affordable. What's going to cost me are the upgrades. Number one, I need to put a ADS-B out transponder in. So I'm going to go ahead and get a Stratus. That's going to be about $2,500. I do need new seat belts. That's going to cost about $1,500. And I do need to upgrade it to a GPS. So a plan could be to find a used 430 and put that in there, which probably is going to cost me about $4,000 to $6,000, being extremely optimistic. In airplane speak, this is actually very affordable. I don't know whether this is going to be my forever airplane. I kind of doubt it. It's going to be my time builder, but I certainly am very happy with the purchase, and I absolutely love it.